is.
Oh my
God,
lord!
I thought the air was getting a little bit stinky around here, so that explains it. Hello, Gary.
We gave a very full commentary on Arsenal last week.
That was rude. That was rude, Mr. Little
I've
Wee
been
Man.
known to me. Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
That's true.
Hello, David. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm very good, Gary. How are you?
In the Windy City. All right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Hello. Welcome to the new Stoop.
I know. It sounds like you got a new gig now.
Yeah.
I've got gigs popping up everywhere, sir.
There you go. How you doing?
So how you doing, Gary?
I'm doing good. How you doing, John?
I'm good. What do you call a stoop in the UK?
Steps.
Front steps?
Steps.
Yeah, or the alcove. We had one of them at work, but got rid of it.
So your version would be on the steps?
It doesn't sound right, does it?
Doesn't sound.
It doesn't even sound cool. You can't even say that like I'm hanging out on the steps. It just doesn't like ring. Doesn't kind of roll off the tongue the way you want. Like I'm gonna go have a couple of beverages on the steps.
It sounds more like a Fred Astaire movie. I feel.
No, I'll tell you what it sounds like. It actually sounds like you're 13 and you're hanging out with your mates and you've never touched a woman in your life.
Okay, I'll bow to your better knowledge on that then, Tom.
That's what you called it, Tom?
That's what I did when I was 13, yeah.
Which step did you get to, Tom? Did you get off the first step or the second?
I needed to stand on them to be as tall as her. But anyway,
Mr. Tom tripped on his way to the steps, hit the first one with his head, knocked himself out. Woke up the next day, and everybody's like, "What happened?" He's like, "You didn't even make it in." He's like, "No, I didn't even make it to the first step."
Everything Gary just said is accurate. Come on, Gary! You're making Dorrance John press the button to put himself in and actually not. How dare you, sir?
Mr. Tom was stuck in the basement.
I've been stuck in a lot of places. God damn it!
Oh man, hello there. Yes.
But yeah.
So Gary, tell us then. Go on, give us a quick précis from an Arsenal's fans' viewpoint last week of how the mighty Bournemouth saw you off with your tails between your legs.
Well, you know what? It's funny because it's some of the things that the haters people will tell you came to light. Just because you have a little bit of a challenge doesn't mean you just I don't know, tuck your tail between your legs and, squeak all the way home kind of thing. It kind of looked like that a little bit, a little adversity, and we kind of shut down the intensity that we wanted to have. The confidence was gone. We didn't look like we were going to score from the first 30 minutes. So like the red card didn't change that at all. You expect it to at least waken up the team a little bit and go, wait a second, maybe let's try something. It didn't look like we were going to try anything. So I think that's a little bit of Arteta's still learning this thing, learning about this coaching thing still. Because you expect, you need something, need a little light, a little fire under the team, right?
You've had the last couple of seasons where you've challenged.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say you choked, but you choked sort of
thing. You know what? Here's the thing. For anybody to think that a third time finishing second is a given, right? Because that's it's not a given. You don't get chances to compete and finish second 2 times in a row, and then a third time it could happen again that you be that close. That you're asking a lot. Either you run away with it or you fall on your face.
Yeah.
That's
Gary, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a question.
That's what concerns me is that 3 times in a row finishing second would hurt, but I don't know if you're gonna get that chance. Like Liverpool's not sitting around waiting for us to figure this thing out. Chelsea isn't waiting to figure this thing out. Aston Villa could surprise everybody. It's you know what? That's where like that desperation that that this is if we're gonna do it this year, make it easy on ourselves. And I don't think we did that going into the season.
Right.
And the injuries and the suspensions and all of that haven't helped. But I think it's just like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. All right. So I I'm upset, but I'm not surprised.
Right, I'm going to say hello to John Garside.
Hey there, Brown.
Hello to Brownie again.
John.
But Gary, I'm going to put you on the spot with a simple question. Obviously, just based on how you're feeling right now, if Arsenal did finish third behind Liverpool and City, is it Arteta's time to go?
I think they definitely have to have a serious talk.
Okay.
Have to have a serious talk, because the reasons why I didn't want him in the first place is this kind of reason. Because he still has, I think he still has some work to do on his, in his career. He'll get there, but should Arsenal have to wait for that to happen? Like I like to think that a more seasoned manager would have answers to some of the challenges that we had, right? I mean,
do you know what I think will happen?
Yeah.
I think he's going to win the Premier League with Manchester City.
That's the part. That's the part. Everybody, so far everybody who's left Arsenal hasn't really succeeded, like everybody thought they might, right? So I would be like I said, he was not ready for City. You know what I mean? Like look at everybody looked at Company when he got to Bayern Munich and thought, oh, look how they're playing for a bit, right? Doesn't seem the same right now, right? They've seemed to hit a wall for some reason, and it's like, why? Like, they shouldn't be losing to Barcelona like they did, right? It's not like they don't have some of the top players that are considered in the world playing on their squad, right?
Yeah, but their loss to Barcelona is easily explainable. Because
No. They shouldn't be losing.
World,
they shouldn't be losing to Barcelona like that.
Well, no, I agree. But Rafinha is the greatest footballer we've ever seen.
Well, you know what? Why it is? It's because Arsenal didn't want to get him like when he was crap at Barcelona, and so he kind of said, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to play some football, and that's what happens. And he's playing some football now. He seems comfortable out there. He's been the captain for like 3 of the last 4 games.
Yeah.
I think it's
The thing was they tried to get rid of him, didn't they? They actually said, we're offloading you. They wanted the other fella to come in. And he basically said, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm going to prove you wrong. And he has proven them wrong.
The talent was always there, right?
Absolutely.
The talent was always there. We saw it at Leeds, and you're like, was that enough money that you sold him for?
It didn't make the thing is with that, Gary, I think there was a little bit of an agreement going on behind the scenes. The fact that he stayed on that year and then kept us up, because he would have gone the year before, I think. So he stayed another year, and he did. It was down to him and Phillips that we stayed up, and it was the only club he was going to go to. So therefore, it didn't matter that Chelsea came in and offered 15, 20 million more. He wasn't going to go there.
Dave, I remember on Sky Sports it came up Arsenal have had a bid accepted for Rafinha. And obviously, BX Gunner and the Arsenal contingent sat on the Arsenal fan circle laughing away like we're going to get Rafinha. It's like, you're fucking not. Because
no chance.
We all know he's got one destination. It doesn't matter how many bids are accepted for him. Like, Manchester United could have bid for him. Anyone could have bid for him, but he wanted
Real Madrid could have bid for him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have gone there.
Hello, Lawrence Watkins. How you doing? Hello, John Garside as well. Yeah. But in all seriousness, the fact of the matter is we done well to get the amount of money we did get for him, considering there was only one buyer in the market. They weren't competing with anyone because the player had openly made it clear, I will either play for Barcelona or I might as well just stay where I am because I'm happy. He wasn't unhappy at Leeds, but obviously he didn't grow up his whole life in Brazil wanting to play for Leeds United. He grew up wanting to play for Barcelona.
Probably never heard of Leeds.
No, of course he hadn't. I mean, unless he happened to watch AC Milan Champions League highlights from 2000, but still.
Exactly.
I mean, but in all seriousness,
highly unlikely.
Yeah.
He was watching the We All Love Leeds channel. That's how.
Where is the We All Love Leeds channel, John?
Where is it? What do you mean? Where is it? It's right here.
Where is it? It's right here. It's right there. Amazing. Where can you find the We All Love Leeds channel? Oh, hang on. Let me just use this thing called tech fucking knowledge. There you go. That's the show from Sunday. This Sunday. What's going to happen? I don't know yet because the football matches haven't happened. But hopefully we'll win. It'd be a nice show.
Yeah. No. Like I said, this challenge was going to happen, and the only way we have to get through it, and we have to figure out a way. Like there's nothing. There's no reason why we should have dropped any points this season. You know what I mean? Like we had chances to win all the games that we've dropped points in. Bournemouth, I don't know. That was a total collapse there. But any other game that we looked at, we had an opportunity to take all the points. We should have taken all the points, and that's what you do when you're making that third attempt, right?
Was it a red card?
Was it a red card? Well, it's one of this. If it's a red card, then it should always be a red card. That's what I'm going to say. If it's not a red card, then it shouldn't be a red card, elsewhere. So it's the same thing as consistency. So because everything that Arsenal's got a red card for this season, we've not really seen it again. You know what I mean?
The only thing I would say
it's just consistency. It's all I really. For me, it's consistency. If it's a red, it's a red. Because then you know. But the first time it happened, nobody knew. The third,
I thought it was a red straight away, Gary. I'll be honest. As soon as I saw it, I thought that's a red.
He went down really easy, right?
The carrots are back.
I wouldn't
I'm not rambling, man. Come on, I'm not rambling.
I don't think he went down easy. He got pulled down. Because Saliba knew he couldn't let him go. Yeah. And the reason why I thought it was a red straight away is because the ball was on that side. White wasn't going to make up the yardage, and the goalkeeper was scurrying back at the same time. Yeah. So I think they would have had a goal scoring opportunity.
I hear what you're saying, but then when they go into the Chelsea game, they go, well, you know what? Caldwell was going to run him down, and it's like he's behind him, and the ball's a little far off.
Yeah, but the angles were slightly different.
So, but for me, it shouldn't be that challenging to figure out whether it's a red card or not. It should be made a lot easier, because it's a bang bang situation at that point. I hate going back to review things and then correcting it and making it perfect. That's the part I don't get. Like those both plays should be cut, and it should be last man brought down, red card. You know what I mean? Right.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The only way it's not is if that other defender is in front of the play. And in both situations, nobody could say that, right? Nobody could say the defender is either going to make up the distance or cut off the angle. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for me, both of them should have been red, or both of them should have been yellow. Pick one. I don't care. At least we know how to play.
Just say something. You're talking about different games. It didn't have a bearing on the other incident. Didn't have a bearing on the Arsenal game. Taking that in isolation, I think it stopped a goal score or possible goal scoring opportunity, and you've only got yourself to blame.
No, but think about it. Jota got knocked out of the game because of that tackle. So so for me, in that sense, it's almost like a dangerous play, in the sense that he was knocked out because of that tackle, right? So it was a little dangerous. It was the last man. I mean, he knew what he was doing. I believe these footballers know what they're doing.
Jota he fell on his chest, didn't he? I mean,
that's because of the tackle coming up from behind. All right. So whether Jota had anything to do with it, I think when you get close to an attacker, you risk that happening, right? As soon as you touch a player in the box, if they go down, then you know what? That's your fault for getting that close. You should know better. That's going to happen. This is the way the game's played now. So, yeah, like I said, I just want consistency, just so that we don't have to go, you know what? You're going to see it tomorrow, because it always happens, right? You know, as soon
Right.
as
Yeah, for
Rice
sure.
as soon as Rice got the
Fantastic.
red,
Amazing.
41 times
Amazing.
later it's happened, and guess what happened? Nothing, right? And you're like, what's going on? So
Can I say
Right.
this is the one thing I'm loving about being in the championship?
yeah, you don't have this crap, right?
No, absolutely.
Is Stan on
brilliant.
mute? Yeah.
You just get on with it. You just
I'm
get on
shutting
with it.
Stan up. You know what? I don't, because once he starts, we're in trouble.
I
You know
know.
when that ball
You can
starts
see
No,
that
no,
smile.
we're not in
You
trouble.
can see that
This is the
smile. He's
Arsenal
there
record
waiting
for
to
the week.
draw those guns
when that
and let
snowball
him
starts
go.
rolling from the top of the hill and it gets bigger and bigger, and you see the cartoon character try to stop it, and he just gets rolled into it. That's what's gonna happen.
Come on, Stan.
Hello, Stan.
Hello, Stan. Welcome to the internet.
You're muted, mate. You're muted.
He's
Yeah, we still
muted
can't hear you,
himself.
buddy. You're gonna have to.
Actually,
fix that
yeah,
mic.
no, I absolutely agree with that. Yeah,
Can he hear
the
us?
best
He
thing,
can't hear
best
us.
thing I've ever heard from you, Stan.
Uh,
Can't hear you.
your mic's not working, buddy. Oh man.
Silence is golden.
Is he doing it on purpose?
I've known this motherfucker for 3 years, and this is the longest I've ever known him to shut his fucking mouth and not be able to talk. So this is a
How's that?
genuine.
That's
Oh,
on.
hello.
I think I heard
Hello,
something.
how you doing, sir?
Hello.
Very well. Good evening,
Okay,
everyone.
good.
Dave, Gary, Mr. Tom. I was
Hey.
minding my
Hello,
own business on this Friday afternoon here in Vancouver, and all of a sudden, my spidey sense started tingling, and I could sense that Gary was in trouble and needed my help.
I think I've been handling myself pretty well with these guys up top there.
I know that's why I've been quiet. I got here, and he seemed to be handling it. So
yeah, no,
you did a good job, Gary.
No, you know what? We're not. I don't think we're like those Arsenal fans that Mr. Tom will like to talk about.
Just
we
because
can
he
have
said a lot of words doesn't mean he said anything.
Oh, John, get off of this thing. Go back to the back room.
let's can we pose the same question to Stan? Stan,
What was the question? I missed the
what
question.
keeps Arteta in the Arsenal job at the end of the season?
Let me ask a more blunt form of that question. If Arteta, if Arsenal, if you don't mind bringing up the Premier League table, please, John. If Arsenal finish third, basically behind Liverpool and Man City in whatever order, does Arteta keep his job in the summer?
Well, my opinion could change after Sunday's game because I think it's quite pivotal. But I was saying on Fan Circle just last night that I know it's only been 8 games, but I feel that we're going to finish fourth or third at the way things stand because I just don't think that we have enough to cope with all of the competitions. But if we were to end the season in third, for example, and we haven't won anything, for me that's not an automatic. You've got to go. It depends on the manner of the losses. It's not for me. It's not just as black and white. It depends on what I'm seeing on the pitch. If they're not giving a fuck or the tactics are all wrong, and then that's a different thing. But if we're fighting really hard, but we're just running out of steam because we don't have enough, then I can accept that. You know, I know that my team's not going to win every single game out of 38. There are going to be some losses along the way. Yeah. But I don't think that we're going to be challenging this year at this moment in time, like we were for the last 2 seasons. I'm kind of resigned to that. But if we go to
Arsenal going backwards a bit,
I don't think we're big enough, as in size, to handle. You know, we have a lot of players in our defence that are good in 3 positions, and that's kind of like considered being a bit clever. But when you have 2 of them injured, then it's almost like losing 4 players because we don't have enough to cover, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. I'm not an automatic. He has to be fired, though. Yeah. I mean, personally, I'd rather win the Champions League than the Premier League. It just allows us to sit at that table and have that conversation with other fans who shut us down because we've never won it. So that, for me, I'd like to cross that off the list.
Yeah, that definitely will quiet the noise for as long as we want it to quiet.
Do you think that's likely, though?
Seeing how we're tied for third on points, but we're sitting 9th in the table, I think it's going to be a big like that, which means we can't score.
That beats Real Madrid wins it personally.
Yeah.
Because
Probably,
I personally think if you don't physically knock Real Madrid out of the tournament, then generally you'll end up playing them in the final where they suddenly turn into a super unit. So I don't know, I could be wrong there.
They're a scary team, right? They didn't look so good in the first half of their last game,
they're terrifying.
And then ran. And the problem is, we know they got all of that in them. They got 3 to 5 goals in them. If they haven't scored in the first half, you know it's coming. We've seen it. We saw it with City, right? We saw it with Liverpool in back-to-back games, or back in that run that they had, right? Liverpool and City got the raft of Real Madrid, and they're better now, right?
Yeah.
They're better now. So before that was them kind of like figuring things out. Now they're like they're you can only go out there and get an Mbappe once in a blue moon, right? And they've got him, and he's still trying to figure things out, right? I mean, and
I'd love to have a player like Mbappe and us all sit there and go, oh yeah, he's not really hit the ground running yet.
No, they're not overly impressed with him, are they? They're like,
oh yeah, he could be doing a lot better. He could offer us
if
more.
if they were to start clicking, right, it'd be just like it'd be child's play for them, right? It should be child's play for them, and like the fact that they're still trying to figure this thing out, and you're like, damn, I still can't get anything by them. I can't get I can't get by them. How am I supposed to do it when they start clicking, when they start figuring this thing out? And they don't really have to do that, right? They only have to do it 4 times, and that would be in 4 finals and maybe to seal the league, right? Basically, that's all they have to do, because right now they're sitting where they want to be, and that's the scary part for them, for City, right? City's just waiting around, right? Is anybody going to falter around them? Yeah, and because like they don't even have KDB. They're not going to have Rodri, and and Foden isn't doing what we thought he would be doing at some point. So they're still getting by, and that's the thing that sucks for those teams looking, trying to compete. They are not. We know they got it in the second half. They don't have to do it now. And if you give them that
big game this weekend, then really.
Yeah,
both sides.
Yeah, Liverpool pulls ahead and keeps that 1 point lead at least on City. If it is lead sitting third, right?
John's trying to move us on.
Yeah,
because we already did pretty much an hour of Arsenal Premier League.
No, you know what? I don't know what you're talking about. I've only been here for about 20 minutes. So as far as I'm concerned,
you gentlemen are late to the party. You're
early
for the championship.
We've already spoken about Arsenal.
The party just started.
We started off with Arsenal.
Why are you starting with Arsenal? You don't even like Arsenal.
West Ham.
We started off with Arsenal because there wasn't a lot to talk about, and we wanted to get it out of the way.
That's silly of you. Why would you do that? You could have had a whole show.
Because we had to talk about the Spurs 4-1 win.
Oh no, we don't have to talk about that. Nobody cares. Who cares? Why do you care about that?
My favourite bit of that.
It's just our little way of spreading chili pepper on somebody's food who doesn't like chili pepper.
You know what I mean? Kodos leaving Tottenham players in his wake. And I mean, not in a good way, like, because he scored loads of goals. I mean, he scored 1.
Yeah, just slapping him.
But he literally just gave him a bit of a shirking sort of thing, and they gave him a bit of a slap. And I remember, like, he got sent off for it, because of course he did. But there was like 3 Tottenham players on the floor. And I'm thinking, what the hell happened here in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? I mean, when are they actually going to give their stadium a name? Like, just, it's pathetic. Like, just call it something. But
well, here's what it is.
No.
Anyway,
I don't care that much, but
I'm just going. The last thing I'm going to say about Arsenal, on a very popular radio show this week, lots of Arsenal fans who are very disgruntled with Arteta and almost like ready to throw him to the wolves.
Don't take a lot for Arsenal fans.
But it's always been like that, David. They've always been there, to be honest. They've always been there.
Yeah. But now it just sounds a little bit more amplified. You know what I mean?
So one of the directors appeared.
It's one of those things I've said multiple times. The team might get better, but we might fall in the standings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
I mean, that's what happens when other teams that, like, think about it. Liverpool had 3 world-class players in their team, so it was only a matter of time if they could get it to work that it's going to click and it's going to work like it has so far. Right?
Carrots, please.
What? No. What? No. I'm not rambling. John, don't listen to him. Keep your hands away from the carrots.
David was saying, I'm only going to say one more thing about Arsenal, but then I was going to say, shit, but that means Gary's going to talk.
Gary gets to say 10 things. Is that how it works?
Because then everyone gets their fucking turn, and then 2 hours later,
10 Arsenal
we're saying, again, should we go for our piss break?
That's how I get John on this show, you see. It's my little trick. I just say something knowing that Gary's going to respond. That's going to bring John on to the show.
I have to.
David, let me ask that, David. Right? Imagine like you're supporting a club. The last 2 seasons you finished second. You're giving Man City a run for their money. You've got the owners making sure that the manager is getting the players that he wants. You're bringing in players, like Declan Rice. And yet half of the fan base wants the manager gone. I'm like, what? I mean, this is a club now that's really built in the image of Mikel Arteta. You can see that the players are buying into it. The players buy into what it is that he wants to do, which is, for me, half the battle, right? The players are buying into it and everybody's happy and they see themselves as brothers, pulling in the trenches next to each other. That's the sort of attitude that we've got at Arsenal with the players and the management. But half the fan base are just like, Arteta out. And I don't know what it's going to take to ever please those people. Even if we won the league, we probably wouldn't win it in the right way.
Yeah.
I
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Stan. What I would say is, as an outsider, watching the Arsenal games that I've seen so far this season, compared to how they were playing last year, I would have to disagree with you about your analogy of them standing side to side fighting in the trenches, because they aren't fighting in the trenches. They were pretty piss poor by their standards against Bournemouth. They really were.
We have looked a bit disappointed.
I've seen that this year. I'm like, no, this lot aren't going to challenge this year. And when I say challenge, I mean for the title. I don't mean for second or third.
Yeah, when the season started, I figured. I was going to say, when the season started, I figured since Erdogan hadn't Martin, because I don't say his last name the way Stan likes, but when Martin, I figured since he had the whole summer off, Martin, the Norwegian guy. I can't say. I'm not allowed to say his last name in front of Stan, but I figured he would show up and be like, the catalyst, like for the attack. He's doing a lot of things, but for the attack, I thought he would
still do it though. Really,
Erdogan?
Yeah.
All right, so I said it, but I thought he would be one of the standouts on the attack for us, and that hasn't happened the way I want. Yes, he's injured now. Oh boy, got the pen out. Damn it! I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Well, you know what they say, the pen's mightier then.
What is it? Mightier than, sir?
Mightier than the carrot.
No,
unleash the carrot.
Yeah. No, Brownie, I'm talking about before he got injured, sir. But I just thought he would show up, because everybody was saying, guess what? Saka and Rice and all of them had this long Euros. They're gonna come in a little bit, not needing a little bit of rest and all this. And I'm like, all right, so the players that didn't should come in and basically be able to at least help drag us across the line, because they're fresh, they're ready to go. They've been itching to play some football, I think, right? They should be, anyways. And I don't think I got enough of that, because we struggled in those games, those first 3 or 4 games where we needed. I think we had a lot of goals and they didn't happen. So, but yeah, I can ramble on as you know, but now that he's injured, it's kind of hurt. It's kind of hurt now.
And it's also as well, everybody's chomping at the bit, because we've got this young lad who's come up through the academy, Ethan. I can't say his surname in front of Gary because I can't say it properly, so I call him.
And Wineri.
Again, what's the
get rid of the end and say Wineri, and you'll be all right. Come on,
Ethan.
Scooby, and everybody wants to see this time. I remember one. Oh, sorry, Stan. Go on.
Go on.
No, I was going to say,
Please.
Scooby's digging us out because we're not talking about Leeds. But I remember one time I did want to talk about Leeds, and then he said again, "Oh, I'm tired of talking about Leeds. Let's talk about Celtic or some other fucking bollocks." So Scooby's the sort of person that if you want to talk about 1, 2, and 3, he'll be like, "Why aren't you talking about 4, 5,
Who does Scooby want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, it's a Scooby show. Go on, tell us
Okay,
what we're talking
who
about.
does Scooby want to talk about? And we'll talk about them.
But finish your sentence.
Bang it up, Scooby. Let us know. In the meantime, Stan, carry on with what you're going to say, if you can remember.
I was just saying that we've got this young kid and he doesn't seem to be getting a lot of minutes. And yeah, we have looked a lot more disjointed this season compared to the last two. And I think that he's put himself in a dilemma because he's trying to stuff in the midfield. And we've got a new guy that we've bought for over 30 million who's won a European championship. And he's got a kids who's come up through the academy, and he's sitting there thinking, "Oh, which one should I play?" And he's picking the name and the one that's cost him the money instead of the kid. But the thing is, they're both different players. They've both got different traits and different attributes. And what our midfield needs right now is the attributes that this kid has. But it seems to be that he's going for the guy that cost him 30 million because he costs 30 million, right? And he's a bigger name. And I suppose this kid's been waiting. He can wait a little bit longer. I don't like that. Now, do what's best for the team. Don't go by trying to, feelings and how people might feel, and talk to them. Let them know the situation. Until Martin Odegaard's back, we're going to have to move things around a little bit.
I mean,
how long is he out for?
Sounds like November, but
I
it could
thought it was
also be
December.
January, man. So anytime between November and January, he'll be back.
Okay.
And even
So
when he's
I
fit,
use
he's
it,
going to have to get up to speed, right? And just walking back into the team, he's got to get up to speed.
I feel like the
get into
headmaster
the
just
groove.
made me stand up in class to chew me out. It's like just saying, Scooby, just tell us what you want us to talk about.
Celtics. So let's talk about the
off.
Celtics.
We're not talking about
No, we
Tim
can talk about the
Pot League.
Celtics. We're talking about the Celtics with an
fuck
S.
them. Okay, yeah, they drew.
Celtics
They
with
drew
an
the
S.
other night. Well done. Now fuck off.
No. What about the Celtics that
Fucking
just played the
Celtics.
Wizards yesterday? Well, let's talk about them.
I'm actually really impressed with the
I know nothing. I know nothing about them, Gary. But let's talk about them. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
They just came off. They just won a world championship in NBA. Come on, right?
They won the world championship in the NBA.
Yeah, exactly. They did.
Oh, sorry. So
yes, they did. You know what? The world of America and Canada. Yes, they won it.
To play the Toronto Raptors to defend.
Exactly, and that's how you make it the world.
That works.
Perfect.
Who have they beat outside of North America?
It doesn't matter. We don't care.
I mean, they would beat anyone outside of North America.
You know what?
That's not the point.
Mr. Tom, we don't care. I keep saying we don't care. We are the world champions. We have the world championship.
What
NBA.
do you mean we are the world champions?
Yes.
You support the Miami Heat. What
I
are you
do.
talking about,
I do.
sir?
I don't care about. I don't care
acting like you're part of the team.
You've been found out there, Gary.
I did that. You know, that's a slip of the tongue. I did not mean it to come off like that.
Do you want me to tell all your Miami Heat friends what you've been saying?
Oh no! Don't do that, Mr. Tom. Please.
All two of them.
I don't know much
turn
about
around and put those points up on the board.
Oh no!
I don't know much about basketball, but I do remember when I was a kid, the Harlem Globetrotters used to win everything. They were the best.
Yeah,
I love them.
The Washington Generals gave you hope, and then they
my,
would lose.
My luck was so poor that I probably would have bet on the Harlem Globetrotters the one time that they lost to the Washington Generals.
Did they lose a game?
I remember it specifically. It made the news. I remember reading in the newspaper, so probably how long ago it was, that the Washington Generals actually beat the Harlem Globetrotters on one occasion. Yeah. And it happened the day before on this particular
that would have been the final of your accumulator, wouldn't it?
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I don't even think you can bet on it.
I'm a multi-millionaire.
Yeah. Daniel come on your Spurs knows fuck all about basketball. All he knows is Michael Jordan was the best ever player. I mean, sorry, like
I know
not to turn this into on the stoop with basketball, but
I know about him.
Michael Jordan is Al fucking Pacino compared to LeBron James as an actor. I'll tell you that for free. It was LeBron James' performance in Space Jam 2 was, and I probably shouldn't say this word for anything, it was a fucking abortion. It was disgusting. It was disgraceful. I don't even know how he got out of bed, and I'm pretty sure they put a lot of money in front. They drove a dump truck full of money to his house and parked it outside and said, "Please come and do Space Jam 2." So it's kind of understandable. But it would have been a lot better for my eyesight and my ears if he'd have politely said, "No, go and pay Michael Jordan to do more what he did 20 years ago." But anyway, sorry, I was going to say about basketball, Stan.
I ain't never seen Space Jam.
Space Jam 1's all right. Space Jam 2.
First one, I feel like I know it's a big thing in that, but I never seen it. I Believe I Can Fly, right? It's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but we don't talk about him anymore.
What happened to the bloke that sang that song? Can't remember.
No, let's not go there. Let's move on.
We don't talk about him anymore.
Can we move on, please? Oh no! Come on.
Something
Come
happened.
on.
I can't remember what it is.
No,
Right.
we don't need to. No, nothing. No.
At the American Music Awards, they obviously put that singer over there, which meant they had to put the Olsen twins all the way fucking way over there.
Oh, this is where you know what, John, pull the carrots out. Do something. Let's distract him before he gets going, because you know what's going to happen.
Oh,
Don't pull the carrots out. Let the carrot crate fall on his head.
Don't pull the carrots out. That's probably what enticed him in the first place.
Oh no! Oh, this is what happens, man.
Right, I think it's time we moved on to championship football now, guys.
Let's do it. Oh my!
Yeah,
God.
what's happening in the championship then? What's the deal?
So much is happening in the championship. Watford, basically.
Who's the team to beat in the championship? Who's the team that is like, they're the ones?
Before we go on to it, why don't we take a little bio break?
I think that'd be a good idea because I've run out of beer. I need to go get some more out the icer.
All right.
Okay.
Say, for example, John, could you say a bio break that lasted, say, 2 minutes and 19 seconds?
I could do that.
Why not?
Excellent.
I think we should do exactly that. This is a song from Lolo, written by Lolo, directed by Lolo, and produced by probably Lolo.
Is Lolo the guy that used to do this show once upon a time?
He used to present this show.
Yeah,
Yeah, isn't this show supposed to be called On The Stoop with Lolo?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I remember
Lolo
that
is just like some mystical, like
Yeah.
imaginary, like ghost.
I heard of him once that he existed, but made him disappear like that. So
There you go.
for anyone who
Are you
saw
ready?
Infinity War, it's the Thanos snap, but I just made half of the cast of the show disappear.
I do have a Thanos glove.
John?
Can I play the video now?
Yeah, we're waiting,
Yes,
John.
please. I was hoping you just did it. But I was waiting because you didn't do it.
We gave you the pause, and you just went like,
Gary, you did not give me a
Right.
pause. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Yo, it's been difficult. I gotta be honest. Not used to seeing Spurs fans happy. It's disheartening. At least I know. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care what you think, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care if the top of the league, the Spurs suck. I'm a gunner for life, so I can't let it rest. When I hear some silly fans screaming that the Spurs are best, so I just gotta put them back in their place and tell them to go and check out their trophy case. It's empty, filled with nothing but dust. Okay, maybe one trophy all covered in rust. But hey, it's a new day. You got yourself Jose. He iced out Dele like he was protein. Ha! But that's cool. You got your boy back, Kurt Bale. Yep, he's alright. Weird that he couldn't get a sniff in Madrid, but played a lot of golf though. And I hear it all the time that the Gunners pass at prime and thinking that we're quality is an absolute crime. So before the comments start, let me do my part and tell y'all about my team straight from my heart. Yeah, Alba ain't been great. Pepe can't run straight. Willian is old and Xhaka is cut rate. Yet Ozil lost his job and Ceballos is a knob. And David Luiz looks like Sideshow Bob. That's cool, you know why? Cause I take freaking Gunnersaurus over any of them dirty Spurs. Or maybe Son, that boy good. But I still wouldn't ever trade my team for yours, even if you begged me down on all fours. Saying Lolo, come on, Lolo, come over. Motherfuckers, I'd rather support the Blackburn Rovers. And I'll always have a cannon on my crest, unlike y'all with the cock on your chest. And you may have a good season, straight out of luck, but one thing's never changing in my mind, that Spurs suck.
What do we think of Tottenham? Shit! What do we think of shit? Thank you!
Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care what you think, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care if the top of the league, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care if the top of the league, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care what you think, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care if the top of the league, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care what you think, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to the second half of the show. It's not true. Not true. It's the final quarter of the show because
I keep
yeah, it's
asking
what it
him,
is.
I keep asking him to edit that ending because it's so abrupt. But
but saying that Spurs suck is pretty abrupt, isn't it? So
yeah, true.
I mean, you don't say it and then go, but we hope that your feelings are all okay after the song, do you? Like, you just go.
He's very
"Suck."
good at things,
You
isn't
move
it? The
on.
production and everything. They're very
It
good.
is.
I have to say, they are very good.
It is. It's very good, but but obviously they're not
The
around
production
anymore, so they disappeared. Got rid of them.
So you're going to tell us about the championship?
I'd love to tell you about the championship, Stan. I woke up this morning and thought, what can I do in my life? I'm going to tell Stan about the championship. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
And I woke up this morning and thought, you know what? I really hope Mr. Tom tells me about the championship at some point today.
Pure
So
championship.
we are aligned. We are aligned.
Pure
So I was asking
championship.
that who are the big boys in the championship? Who's ripping it up? Who's everyone fearing in the championship?
We'll get
If
to that in a little bit. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes, but we got something else to do, Tom, don't we?
Well, I believe we do actually. But Stan, I appreciate the question. We will answer the question. But Daniel, come on, your Spurs. We've got all your nonsense wishes are about to come true. So, Dr. John, if you don't mind, we've got some betting in the dark.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
Hello, everyone. Roll up, roll up. It's Cyril and Finger the Duck. They are all here. Throw sack at him. Down to the deadline. What's the deadline, Mr. John?
I was running around all day and I only had about an hour to do all these things. So that's why it was down to the deadline.
That explains that. In all seriousness, thank you for that, John. Let's get on with it. We're going to start. Basically, they're all Sunday games because, of course, they are. Saturday's a poor day for football, unless Leeds win, and then it's the best day for football. We're going with Newcastle to win at Chelsea. Lawrence, we actually spent about 27 minutes of the show discussing West Ham. You missed it, sir. The show starts at midnight. If you turn up at midnight, you get your West Ham bit, but you didn't, so we didn't. Anyway, yeah, I've gone Ishak to score first and Cole Palmer to score consolation because, of course, he will. Other than that, Newcastle are going to win. They're probably not going to win, but Chelsea winning 2-1, Cole Palmer scoring doesn't put food on my table. So, none of this puts food on my table because you've actually got to win them to be able to afford the food to put on your table. But, Gary, what did you spend with the money that you won when Eddie Nketiah scored in injury
still betting,
time
dude.
for
I'm
Arsenal
still
against Man
betting.
United?
So it's kept me betting for how long has it been? It's been over like a year plus now. So I've still been betting,
18 months,
and I haven't lost it all yet. So I'm going to say it's kept me in the game.
Kept you in the game. Look at Gary. Look at Gary. Like actually on your screen, on your laptop, on your phones, whatever. Stare at Gary, and just look at his face. The face of a winner.
That's a winner.
It's the face of a man that actually picked something I said, and then he kind of jigged it around a bit in the way that helped him make money, and he did. And that's the look of a man. If we do have the image of the time Mark also picked the same bet, you can see what it does to you. It goes to some people's heads, let's just say. But is what it is. There you go. There's Mark Dice Clay there. the actual look of a winner. The look of a £5 heir, some would say. But here we are. Director John, if you don't mind, let's go to the second one, please. Oh, look who it is. We're going for another shock result because I'm not picking Man United, obviously, because fuck them. West Ham are going to win at home to Manchester United. I don't know if they are or not, but obviously the money's there. So obviously, of course, Bruno Fernandes is going to get a penalty because he's Bruno Fernandes. He's going to dispatch it as well because he's Bruno Fernandes. And then if Jared Bowen then scores one of the goals, this could yield coinage for you all. Especially Gary. Look at Gary's face again. Gary, the face of a man that's actually furiously noting it down to make sure he gets it exactly correct.
You know me.
I could actually, you know what? Yeah, I reckon you could get a result like that, 2-1, 3-1.
You know what we need? We need meltdowns, and not in North London, not in Emirates Stadium. Other places, everywhere else, please.
Oh, other places. But I did get a sense from you. You want meltdowns, but I didn't hear the location. So if Director John doesn't mind putting on first,
do I want to see this?
Here we go.
Exactly. I did not want to see this.
And to be
that's
fair,
an excellent bet. That's
a terrible bet. That's a terrible bet.
I mean, for your sake, Gary,
all three are doable. To be fair, though,
just do Arsenal to win 3-2.
All three bets, I think, are doable.
I appreciate that, Stan. Thank you. I do attempt to actually try and be somewhat sensible. Some weeks is more sensible than others, but in all seriousness, this time slot yields goals, as we all know, as we discuss every week.
I just don't know that it'd be 3-2. It sounds
like a lot of goals to me, and I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as even though our defense is a little leaky, I just think they're gonna show up at least defensively.
But you're the thing is, your club and their club, you're not used to being behind in games. So as soon as one of you does score, it will open the floodgates a bit because then the other team has to come out. That's how you end up with
that's how you. I think that's when you fall for the bait that you have to come out and do exactly what you said. The match isn't over because you're down 1 and say there's 60, 70 minutes left in the match. You know what I mean? It's not over, so there's no reason to stop whatever your game plan was going in. You still have it. You still can maintain. And if you're disciplined enough, you don't need to. So that's a wish of yours.
The attacking riches that both teams have, when they do go for it, they can be successful. It's not like you're going to definitely get picked off because you go forward. Because you might go forward and then score because you went forward. That's what happens when good teams have good forwards. You score sometimes. Other than that, no idea what happens.
But also, both these teams have good defences.
Well, yeah, unless they play Bournemouth.
There's been quite a lot of goals scored. I'm just looking at some of the past fixtures, and I'm surprised that there have been
there's 3-2
goals scored.
Yeah.
2-2s, 3-2s.
Yep.
2-0s, 3-1s.
Because you never not play them on the Sunday afternoon. I mean, generally when you play them, it's Sunday afternoon. Hence goals. Goals. Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. Director John, if you don't mind, let's go with the magic 3. Just for anyone who's a bit lazy and is like, you know what, I think we can get 3 shocks here. I mean, 32-1. 31-1.
I don't like any. I don't like that last one for sure. Don't like it at all.
You don't need to like the actual subject matter.
What do you mean?
The bottom line is the moolah. Gary.
No, I'm not winning money off of that.
Gary's like, I don't like this. Gary. Like Gary likes cash.
You want to give me the cash first? Then maybe. But you're not giving me the cash first? Nah.
I'm trying to win my StreamYard money, man. I'm trying to win the moolah to keep the lights on, keep the electric pulsing. But no, seriously, in all seriousness, if you're doing it for that reason, don't do it. Don't do it. Obviously, that is obviously wrong. When the fun stops, it should be fun. My favourite part of this is basically the times that I actually did win. Anyway, sorry, that's like, of course it's going to be. But it's just the fun of it in the first place. And, they needed time to kill, so we created the segment. But still, otherwise, we'd just be sitting here talking about Arsenal, probably. So, and we know how much Director John loves that.
He loves it. Can't get enough of it.
So, getting back to where we were.
No comment.
Here he is.
No comment.
I thought he was hanging himself or something at the thought of talking more Arsenal. So I've got some questions for the championship.
Yeah, I think it was.
Before we go on, wait.
Oh,
Got a late sponsor. Hold on. You ready, Tom?
Sponsor of the week. Sponsor of the week.
Bum, bum, bum.
On the Stoop, mystery sponsor of the week. Hold on, Lolo. It gets weird from here.
Who is it?
Friends, are you ready to get rid of those winter blues? Well, plan that beach trip of a lifetime. But are you wondering what to bring the family to keep the family busy for hours upon hours? The Arsene Wenger Corporation presents to you a Aubameyang boomerang. Toss it once, and it comes back in a different kit. Guaranteed fun for hours. Available during your favourite transfer window. Obviously the summer one, but you'd only get him in January, like you always did.
I was hoping it was going to be one that you throw and it just doesn't come back.
Well, it doesn't come back to your team.
Yeah.
It goes to whatever other forms will take him. Clearly, I like when he did the advert for Chelsea, where he was like, "I've got unfinished business." It's like, mate, you're obviously not going to win this match, so why are you going on TV? Why are you going on TV to talk smack? Obviously, you gentlemen in North America, I don't think you'd have been exposed to that. But in England, they actually filmed an advert where he was basically like playing it the big one. Like, I'm basically going to give Arsenal the thrashing of a lifetime. He never said that, but I paraphrased. He didn't. You won 1-0. Remember rightly? Yeah. He collected his money and ran.
Yeah, he did. He got his money. That man got his money. When you got all those Lambos, you need the cash.
Make sure he got his money.
Yeah.
But anyway, for the 56th time of attempting, Stan, do you have a question about the championship?
No. Why?
How did I know that was coming?
I love that question.
How did I know that was coming?
That was the best question. Like
an open book, Stan, you are.
Can we stop talking about the championship? It was probably the question you wanted to ask, right?
I want to ask a lot.
Why the hell are we talking about the championship? That's my question.
This is a Premier League station.
Because this is where real football gets played, and there's no VAR, so we don't have to have any victimhood syndrome, which is prevalent in the Arsenal and Wolves supporters.
It's truly
that does sound nice, though. That does sound a world without VAR. Jeez.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
I remember them days. When a goal went in the back of the net and you celebrated instantly. I remember them days.
Yeah. You just had a look at the linesman, flag down.
Yeah, and
that's it.
Happy days. On we go.
I hate
so
now that people can't celebrate.
Who's kicking it? Is it Sunderland who's at the top of the league? Are they the bosses, or is there someone else?
In my opinion, they are the luckiest team. They're very lucky. A lot of things are going for them. A lot of things going their way.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting the points, obviously. So obviously that
you have to make your own luck.
You do. But then they also need to rely on not rely, but they probably shouldn't have won at Luton on Wednesday. Sorry, should they?
No. To be honest, Luton totally outplayed them in that first half. I couldn't believe it when Sunderland beat them, but hey ho, they won, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Burnley. Go on.
No, I was going to say, I personally appreciate that the Watford goalkeeper went out on the Ellen Road pitch just before the game to give the chance that we could then soak him with the sprinkler which is genuinely what happened. Leeds United soaked the Watford goalkeeper with the sprinklers before the game, and it only took him about 4 minutes to drop the ball into the goal. So obviously it was a successful decision. And the best part was it only took another 3 minutes on for that for him to make his second mistake, pushing the ball out to Brendan Aronson, which to be fair, Aronson needs all the help he can get, clearly. But
you were loving Aronson, weren't you?
That's not true.
You were loving him.
No, that's not
I
true.
like him.
You pulled
I
out
like him.
You pulled out the flag and everything, right, Mr. Tom?
Nah, he's a scumbag. He's a dirty scumbag, and he's got to score. He's got to score another 36 goals to win my affections back.
That's never going to happen, Tom. So you're just a spurned lover. You're like a bitter woman.
Well, we've obviously clearly established that from the start of the show. I am a bitter woman, and so that's going to get.
I think he's doing all right, personally, Gary. I think he's doing all right. He works hard. He's there to break up play and turn over the ball, and that's what happens. And the fact that he got a goal the other night as well, fantastic. The boy's doing the business, you know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he just needs more opportunities. The more opportunities he is going to get a chance, right?
He needs to finish a bit better. Because he really should have at least 2 or 3 more goals, but they'll come. It'll come.
Brendan Aronson needs to. He runs around. He works hard. He runs around the pitch like headless chicken.
No, he doesn't.
Would have loved him.
He
does
doesn't.
run around.
He doesn't run around like a headless chicken.
He does. He does.
It's structured.
He runs
Tom.
around like a human, behaving like a headless chicken. If you want to get technical about it.
But, it's structured, closing down.
Nah. Eddie's chicken.
See, that's
the method to the madness.
You're just a hater. You're just a hater. Why do you hate the man like that?
I don't believe it.
It's controlled chaos. There's a method to his madness.
Yeah.
Okay, that is about 22-1. But if you have the goal scorers, that's how it increases the odds, and that's how betting works, man. So anyway, but in all seriousness, if Brendan Aronson learned how to pass, shoot, and tackle, he'd be a very good footballer.
You're just mean.
Yeah.
He's just a bitter little wee man.
No, I would say that he did actually 2 passes that completely broke the defensive lines the other night, which we didn't take advantage of. He scored a goal. He should have scored 2 more, it has to be said. He just needs to be better finisher. The rest of his game's not bad at all. And what he doesn't do, which he did before, sorry to cut you off there, Gary. In the Premier, he'd fall to the ground and moan a bit, but now he doesn't. He just gets up and chases back down that opponent who's got the ball.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because as you said, he probably should have had a hat trick. And I feel like I've been saying this for years, but why do footballers not, one, know how to shoot a ball at a big open, not even open net, but towards the net, where the goalkeeper actually has to make an attempt to stop it as opposed to just catch it? Why?
Because in real time, it's not that easy, Gary.
No, but you practice this, right? You practice for those scenarios. The ball's going to come at you. It's never going to come perfect. It's going to hit a little bubble and bop up in the air. But you put power behind the thing. It's going to go where you say, right? That's my thing. I always say that it's about their foot placement in sport, like the little things that get you in a situation where you can take that shot immediately with no thought. You just let it go, right? You see this, the best players, that's what they do, right? They're always ready to shoot. Their feet are always placed. See? Look at that. Look at that. See, if that man can do it, I think most footballers can do it. You know what I mean?
That used to drive me mad.
What was he doing there that he could do?
You know, it used to drive me mad, right? Arsenal used to put out these training videos, and they'd have like the really small, tiny goals. And you'd see like Eddie Nketiah and Aubameyang hitting them into these tiny goals. And then the match would come and they got like the real size goals and they're putting it
Carrots, John. Carrots.
No.
This is the championship section. of the show. We've done the premiere.
To be fair, no. I will defend him on one aspect of this. Eddie Nketiah is clearly going to be in the championship at some point very soon.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
arrival imminent.
Not looking great for him, is it? But you know,
it's not.
Without my tutelage, he's obviously gone to pot.
Clearly,
you guys need to just bring him down, you know, or are you guys on your way up?
Fat Maradona.
In fact,
I'm
Ronaldo
pretty
was
sure
still
really he's just Maradona, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting on with this.
Yeah.
Burnley are still hanging in there. What did they do the other week? How did they get on midweek?
Who's
They
their manager
lose.
now?
They got a late equaliser.
A late equaliser. Okay. Somebody
Who's their
lost.
manager
Who
now?
was it? Burnley, it's Parker.
Scott Parker. Mr. Cardigan man. Scott Parker used to manage.
Scott Parker.
Yeah.
Scott Parker.
Where's
he looks like Edward
Cardigan
VII.
managed Champions League match?
Edward VII.
Yeah.
I remember him. The guy that was married to Mrs. Simpson. He reminds me of that old king.
Right.
Edward VII.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I can see the similarities.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Got a point there. And then we get on to the mighty Leeds, of course, which we've already touched on. Of course, Tom's absolutely thrown Aronson to the wolves there.
I'll do it again.
Sacked him off and everything. Absolutely, James. A gentleman there that I saw only, was it last week when we beat United? Indeed, it was. So I had the pleasure of the company of Mr. Reeves last week and other Leeds supporters in New Orleans. Thanks very much for the entertainment, guys. It was very good. Nice day. 3 points. Excellent. Tomorrow morning, hopefully I'll have a repeat of that, but with the Chicago Whites as I go and there we go. Hopefully I'll be seeing some of these lads tomorrow and nice and early. Not them, they're Southampton supporters. We don't want them anywhere near us, actually. But anyway, I'll be at that pub, hopefully seeing some Whites, and we'll be getting 3 points.
Do you get a lot in Leeds supporters in that gaff? Is that like your local?
In the Chicago one, I don't know because I've not been there. But in the New Orleans, there was about a dozen of us, which it was. You've got to think that was, what time was that of the day? It was a weekday, so working time. But there was a dozen of us, and when I went to San Fran last month, and I took in a game there, it was a 7 o'clock in the morning kickoff, and there was about 35 supporters there. There was a Premier game going on at the same time. The Chelsea supporters came in the same pub, and there was all three of them.
Three of them.
Three of them, yes. Three.
As in more than two, but less than four.
That's the one, yes.
Right,
and they thought that maybe something special was going on. In fact, there we are. There's a little picture of some of us. And it was a great morning. They thought, is this something special going on here with your team? And it was like, no, this is just a normal turnout. So the Chelsea three, better known as the Three Musketeers or the Three Amigos, were sent into the back bar to watch their game. Indeed, Nudgy, wasn't there?
Make them watch
Are
it
you
in the
ever going
snug.
to actually try to go to one that Will Ferrell's at?
Sorry, say again.
Are you going to try to go to a American Leeds supporters group that is being attended by Will Ferrell?
Why? Which one does he go to? Do you know?
I think he went to one in San Francisco, if I remember rightly.
It'll be the same lot. It'll be the same.
Is he a Leeds supporter then?
He's one of the owners in the consortium that owns Leeds.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That partly owns Leeds. Sorry.
One of many.
Yeah. Basically, if you can think of an American sports style actor as invested in football, they have probably give Leeds $1 million. To put it mildly. He did attend a game at Ellen Road. Basically, whenever he's seen watching us, we don't do well.
Keep him away. Take the money, but keep him away.
Yeah, it's like, can you...
I think I remember seeing a video of him being at a football match. That must have been what it was then.
He did go to...
He went to
Wrexham, didn't he? He was invited along there and everything.
I might have been that.
He got the bug for it from his mate Ryan Reynolds, obviously, and then he was like, "Oh, how do I get into football?" And then Leeds United were like, "Come on in, my American friend."
Yeah.
But I think I saw him at a Villa game a few years ago as well. He's a football fan. Basically, he likes the sport, but
because he did a movie about it, about little girls playing football, if I remember rightly.
Arsenal have had a few celebrity fans. The most notorious one, though,
sorry,
was Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yeah,
one of our biggest fans, apparently. It was like, oh no!
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder who Saddam Hussein supported.
Sorry, say again.
I wonder who Saddam Hussein supported. I wonder if he watched any of the games.
There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Look at that. Yeah.
Come on, that's not very nice.
What is going on there?
Well, it's a very fair question. Who do you think Saddam Hussein would support if he was?
That's not no. Let's move on. Let's not even start that. No.
Wimbledon.
No. Mr. Tom, move on.
He's no longer anyway, so it's irrelevant, I feel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got
Sheffield United obviously lost the other night, yeah?
They did. They lost to Sunderland. Not Sunderland, Middlesbrough, sorry. Luke Ayling made a clearance off the line.
Is the Will so that's 2 losses on the bounce then?
Yeah.
Is the Will coming off the truck?
They were doing the whole putting out tweets saying who is the only undefeated team. Here's a list of undefeated teams in the EFL, and then it was Sheffield United. End of list. It was like, oh, that's really clever that. But then it was more clever when we actually beat them, and then we put out the same list and had no answer on it because they lost. Fuck them. Anyway,
another one of many.
Yeah. Hands up if you lost twice in a row. Keep round up, Sheffield.
But yeah. Anyway, so
Sheffield Wednesday scored a lovely goal tonight. To be fair.
Yeah. How did they get on?
They won 2-1 against Portsmouth. Yeah, but their second goal, delicious.
Portsmouth are in the shit.
Yeah,
they're on their way back down.
Funny
they
how
had
they
that
turned
fantastic
up
game.
Yeah.
Their first game of the season, they played like it was their cup final, which it was.
And they've been shit ever since.
Yeah. But hey ho, we'll forgive them.
Their 3-3 draw at Ellen Road won them the title. Clearly,
what's happened?
What's happening to Coventry?
They used to be quite up there at one point. I remember, years ago. They had when Harry Redknapp was the manager. They had a lot of good players at that. I meant through that club, didn't they?
Yeah. They've got
that
great
you wouldn't have thought.
To be fair to them, yeah.
He was spending money that they didn't have. That was the thing, though. He did a Harry.
My favourite question to ask them is: you bought Sully Montari for $2 million and sold him for 12 in the mid 2000s. So obviously, 10 million profit on a player is a big deal. What did you spend it on? Where did it go? Because you certainly didn't buy a player for 8 million or whatever, but
it just goes on the run of the club, I suppose.
I mean, they're not, Rosie. I mean, that's just patently not true. Hardy Wright played at Ellen Road, and he played like he wasn't even there. So, because I know BX loves Hardy Wright, or is it Hadley?
QPR as well.
Yeah.
If you've seen QPR's performance when they beat us 4-0 at the end of last season, that they spent all summer giving it all the. They deserve to win. Like, no excuses. They deserve to beat us 4-0. That's
Played
not the
us
point
off
of
the
making
park.
it. They did. They spent all summer going, oh, we could really make a promotion push. I'll give you promotion push.
Next year.
Here's one for you.
Promotion from League One push. Sorry, what?
My great-grandfather managed Queen Park Rangers years and years and years ago.
Really?
Fun fact.
They
Yeah.
could probably do with him now then, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. I don't know how he done. I don't know about results and that, but he did manage him after his playing career. And then he quit that to open a tobacconist shop. Apparently,
Probably more money in it. Probably more money in it in those days. You know. But yeah, well, that's pretty much the championship anyway. We're what?
Apparently, Leeds can buy a league position.
Yeah. Oh, and Leeds have brought in an agent, didn't they? Free agent. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name.
It's a great name. It's Joshua. It's not Joshua because there's no H in it, but it's Joshua without the H. So his name's actually Joshua.
Okay,
Great
and what's
name.
the surname?
I'll go have to defer.
You're going to pass on that one as well.
Giavogi or something like that. Basically, he's played for France, played in the Champions League or probably whatever. Basically, it's a great free agent signing.
He's there to bolster the numbers, isn't he? Basically, provide a bit of cover because, of course, at the moment, Leeds, the mighty Leeds, aren't quite so mighty because we've got more in the physio's room than we have in the changing rooms.
Yeah.
But there you go.
You guys want to talk about the upcoming Premier League schedule for tomorrow and Sunday?
Yeah.
I
think we can go back to the Premier, can't we? Go on, Tom. Kick it off, son.
Yeah, Finger the Duck's happy to do so. He wants to know specifically what Stan thinks about... What's that? Huh? He wants to know what Stan thinks about Manchester City versus Southampton and what are Southampton's chances of winning.
Who wants to know that?
Finger the Duck wants to know that.
Duck?
He's staring you down. Staring you down, mate.
Manchester United against Southampton, you say?
Manchester City versus Southampton.
Oh,
get it right.
Hiding, isn't it?
Do you think it'll be Premier League record hiding?
I mean, Southampton have had a really poor start. I mean, it's probably the last fixture that they wanted coming up. You know, I mean, I don't see anything than a whooping. To be fair, I mean, you just can't really give Southampton a chance. I mean, it's football and anything can happen, but I mean, you know, you're putting your money down on it. It's just not going to happen for them, is it? Unfortunately, for that fixture. How many goals? Haaland probably get 6 goals or something like that. You know what I mean?
Finger the Duck's got a question for you, Gary. Who's going to win out of Brentford and Ipswich?
Nobody cares.
Staring you out, Gary.
Actually, really
staring you out. He wants to know.
That's a very good point.
I don't think anybody cares. I mean, it looked like Brentford was going to have some consistency in their game, but they're like they came back to earth a little bit. So it should be Brentford, but you know, I don't know which Brentford get.
Brentford are doing that thing. They score early a lot, don't they? They score very early, very quickly.
Bearing in mind the league positions, Gary, in that case, what about one that has more bearing on your team, and that's the Villa against Bournemouth? Bearing in mind, Bournemouth turned you lot over last week.
So if they can turn us over, right? Then what are they going to do to Aston Villa, who's supposedly worse than us?
Oh, they'll win 8-0 against Aston Villa.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, you know, we're going to go by those, you know, what they did last week. I mean,
can you give us a score on that, Gary?
On this way, you know what? Because I don't want Aston Villa. I can't cheer for Aston Villa. Bournemouth's gonna win 2-1. It's gonna be they're gonna rob them at the end of the show, basically.
Okay.
That's how I think it's going to go. That's how I want it to go.
I thought you'd give me something a bit more juicy so we could clip that up and throw it back at you next week.
Gary, can you answer this question?
But that was like a really sensible sort of answer, you know. And I wasn't expecting that.
No, I mean I would love a 3-0 win for Bournemouth, but I don't see that happening. So they're going to have to. It's going to have to be you hit the break the glass at the. when nobody's looking, steal whatever you can and get out. So that's how that's going to have to go.
I've got the onset. I've been known to forget some things, but we did get a question from loyal viewer Rosie, who she wants to know what was the Bournemouth versus Arsenal score.
You know what, Rosie? Nobody cares. This is what I told you about Brentford and Ipswich. Nobody cares anymore, right, Stan? Nobody cares about what happened last week. No, nobody remembers. You know what? It happened like way long time ago. Nobody knows. Nobody.
That's fair. Right. So basically, let's go down to the London Stadium. Stan, what are West Ham's chances of beating Manchester United on Sunday?
Very high. Well, I mean, I was listening to something on the radio on the way home. Manchester United played a game today, did they, or yesterday or something? And
1-1.
I was listening to like the lineup that they were talking about the lineup and that, and he had like Nazari playing as a 10 and a left back on the bench with no left back on the. It was like I was like,
strange.
Wow, yeah. I mean, it looks like that Xerxes doesn't seem to be settling. There's already talk about that he's going to be on his way out. I'm like, how can he be on his way out? He's only just literally unpacked his suitcase when he arrived. So I don't know what's going on there.
If it wasn't for their keeper, they would have lost that game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
they would have conceded at a very vital time.
But I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying their capitulation. I'm loving it. I relish it. I listen out for Ten Hag post-match interviews because they're great.
We're all behind Ten Hag.
Ten Hag in.
So we are the Ten Hag in.
Oh, Gary, Director John may have reminded you of what happened in last week's football.
Nope, I don't even know what that is. I can't see anything. My screen just went blank. Sorry.
My screen's blank as well. What's going on?
I know. I don't know why it just happened. It's gone blank again. I don't understand. It's like I went blind or something like that. I keep going blind every other second. It seems every second. There's something wrong with my machine.
Can we do
it? My screen's come back.
Can we do it where you go mute?
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't hear you. You went mute on my side over here. Did you say something, John?
Yeah.
No, didn't hear it. And now the screen's gone blank. Nothing's working today.
John, the Utes today, eh? The Utes today.
Tom, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Palace against Spurs.
Ooh.
I've got a feeling this is going to be quite a difficult afternoon for Palace.
Yeah, Palace. What's happening to them, man?
Although they're Spursy, because they're Spursy as fuck, because they're Spurs. This does say. Usually, Spurs would lose this to Palace, but Palace are very much on the ropes, and I don't think they're really in a position to put Spurs down. So, if Spurs could comfortably win this, about 2-0.
I'm not going to ask Gary or Stan for obvious bias.
Yeah, I think Crystal Palace will run away with it. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, so we're talking nonsense there. So let's move on to another game.
Hey, you know what? I got a question. I got a question. The big game of the weekend. Everton.
I'll be honest with you,
Fulham. Come on, people.
I hate
Everton.
I don't think Palace have a hope there. Palace have just been every week. I keep thinking this is the week that Palace are going to get some points, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah, you know why? Because Roy isn't managing them anymore. Everybody took the piss out of Roy, but Roy did the job there.
There's only so many times you can exhume Roy out of the coffin before it stops taking effect, right? Because eventually they're going to leave him too big a job.
There's only so often you can get Roy out of his sarcophagus.
Exactly.
I tell you what, Rosie's not giving up, is she? She's like a Jack Russell with
I don't even know what
last week.
All of her messages are coming in
my reading
blank
glasses
now. I don't even know. Can you guys? I can't read whatever she said, and that seems to happen a lot.
Out of interest, who do
I don't have my reading glasses on.
In the Methadone Scottish League? Out of interest.
Yeah.
Who have Celtic got tomorrow?
No, don't know. Not interested.
All right. Here's one. Because I know you guys, John, David, since you have the yellow top on,
Mhm.
versus Wolves. Oof, what you thinking? That's all it is. You got the yellow top on. That's it. That's the only reason why I'm asking.
That's the
What's
best
that got?
/
What's
worst
that got to
tenuous
do
connection
with?
ever.
Yeah, because
You
Wolves
should have
don't
gone because you
wear
lived near
yellow.
Brighton. You used to live in Brighton,
Wolves
didn't you?
Wolves wear gold.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
gold.
Do I have it wrong?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Never
Damn
mind.
it. It's hard to
Hey
tell.
ho.
Honestly.
Our shirt is more
I tell you
gold
what, I
than
can
the Wolves
predict.
shirt.
I can predict that Wolves will go home with no points,
Oh boy.
and if they're really lucky, they might go home with half.
She's fine, thanks, John.
Yeah. Now I just Wolves. Of course, Brighton have got the wonderful Jorginho Rutter. Let's go playing for them, who is actually doing very well there, scoring goals and providing assists aplenty. So I think Brighton are going to win that one. You've got Villa, Forest, and Brighton all making a charge on the top four. Well, on the top three, should I say, or should I say the third place team, which is. It's gone very quiet again.
It's that team that
you know what?
lost
It just
the
keeps.
ball,
I just keep. I start getting this like buzzing sound. The screen goes blank, and then I can't see a damn thing.
That's okay.
There's something wrong with the technology over here on the stoop. Bring back Lolo. I think it works better when Lolo's here.
I'm not so sure it does, but there you go. No, it does. It does. So, guys, very quickly, Arsenal, Liverpool score.
Hello, Tony. How you doing?
You know what? It's 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah.
Okay.
They need to still.
No. I just asked you the score line.
No.
Gary.
You get everything. You know what? You open the door. You let me in. You can't kick me out.
Score line, Gary.
Me around the house. I'm not leaving. You try to come get me. I lock myself in your bathroom.
Stan,
I'm not leaving.
Stan, I don't care. Well, John will just shut you down. We don't care. Because John can be like that, as we all know. Stan, what do you reckon? Scoreline.
I don't like to say a score that's in Liverpool's favour because I'm not very confident.
Okay,
you know
so you're putting it in Liverpool's favour then?
No, you can't even say it out loud. You can't even think that, Stan. Stop.
I have to be honest. That's the way I mean. In my heart and my head, right? I was going to lie and say 1-1.
Obviously, your heart, Arsenal are going to win.
I just feel that Liverpool are going to. I just feel that we're going to come unstuck. Obviously, I hope not, but I just think so.
What do you think the reaction will be if it's a draw? As in, like, say for argument's sake, finish 2-2. I know the context of the game makes things different, but off the top of your head, if you both take a point, is there meltdowns, for example, or
mate? If it finishes at Desmond, I'd be well happy with that. Thank you very much. I'll take it. Thank you.
The haters will say another draw. Why didn't they go out there and try and get the win? That's what's going to happen, right?
I don't care what the haters say. What do you say, Gary?
If we draw, I'm taking a point. I'm taking points, no matter how they come. Yeah.
Okay.
It isn't as if we're playing with a full deck, right?
Can I chime in a second?
We're a little short.
Even Tony, with his, what did he say, a rough voice, is just 100 times better than listen to Arsenal talk.
You know what, John? That's just mean. that's just mean. That's just like, wow.
Not inaccurate. It's not the most inaccurate thing, Gary.
It's mean. It's unappreciative, but it's not inaccurate.
No, it's definitely inaccurate. You guys need to check your rulers. Check your rulers. There's something wrong with it. I think it's off by a couple of inches. So you need to check something's wrong. These things don't measure up. Whatever you just said, nah.
Dear.
What's that finger?
Yeah.
What do you mean you want the phone number for the Brendan Aronson Appreciation Society? What are you talking about, Finger the Duck? He's a fucker, that boy. Anyway, is Gary admitting to not having a full deck in the midst of his Gooner ramblings? When Gary rambles about Arsenal, I can tell you from my ears, it basically says carrot, 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 carrot. Bring on the carrot, 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 carrot.
Yeah, you are not of sound mind. Everybody knows this, so that's why you're.
I mean, that's true. Legally, I'm just enough of sound mind, but just. I'm allowed to maintain employment. I'll say that.
There you go.
There was a time that wasn't the case, but anyway. What? Sorry, that was a bit too much.
Well, I think we've pretty much covered everything there, have we? All the games.
Yep. Nottingham Forest gets a win. They're sitting in the top of the top.
Forest are pushing.
Yeah,
Forest are pushing.
Sitting top 5.
It's funny how people, when they leave Wolves, go. Actually do better.
Well, think about it. People who've left Manchester United go to Nottingham Forest, and all of a sudden, they look like they can play some football. All of a sudden, right? At least 2 players have gone there, right? Isn't it 2 players have done it?
Ex-Wolves manager.
Cheating prospers, basically.
Ex-Wolves manager, and then in Fulham, you were saying about, we were talking about Fulham and the Everton game. Is it Fulham-Everton?
Yeah.
Being like a ball game. But, Fulham have actually started playing some better football now, and they've got Jimenez, who looks like the old Jimenez again. So they're having a good season. Finish up mid-table obscurity, no doubt. But no, Forest are doing really well, as are Villa. Good luck to them. May they upset the top 6.
Villa's sitting top of the table in the Champions League, right? I mean, that's nobody expected that. You got Liverpool and City looking up to them. They've
bought very wisely, and they've got a very good manager.
Yeah.
Who's likely to win first out of the 4 teams that have currently not won? So, John, if you don't mind putting up the bottom of the Premier League.
Oof. Oh boy.
Who's likely to win first out of these 4? The 4 losers, I affectionately call them.
That is so hard, isn't it? What hard.
Wow.
When do they play each other?
You assume not this week, then.
you feel like it's going to be when they play each other, don't you? Because they just can't. I mean, it's
right.
You guys don't know what it's like, but when you come up from the Championship, and you're this is fantastic, we're great, and then you suddenly go in and you're looking at games and you think, oh no, we've got Bournemouth, oh no, we've got Palace, and how shit is that when you've got that low that those games fill you with dread. But that's what it's like when you come up from the Championship and suddenly you're in with the big boys.
Well, yeah, because you're in.
I mean, 3 of them play on the road. Only 1 plays at home, so I don't. That doesn't bode well, right? Only team that's playing at home is I think it's Crystal Palace, right? And they're playing against.
Do you think there's going to be a case where like 2 of those 4 teams survive?
I think Ipswich has had some almost moments, though, haven't they? Where they've almost got something and then they got picked at the last minute.
But that's the difference, Stan, isn't it? That's the difference in Championship and Premier. Last year, they were winning games like that. But now they're not. Yep. And if they're lucky, they get a point now.
They'd get a last-minute penalty, or like their goalkeeper would like turn into like prime, prime Pat Rossi.
I mean, Morsey did get a goal like that at the beginning of the season, didn't he? In like the 96th minute or something like that. He hit a shot and it deflected and it went in. I think they got a point.
I'm very happy with Calvin. I think Agent Calvin's doing well.
He's on his way out, isn't he? By the sounds of it.
You think Eze will be wearing the same shirt come January, or will Crystal Palace figure? You know what? It's no time like the present to sell him. They've already sold everybody else. I mean,
well, they haven't. They they dug their heels in over Gahey, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they just said Elise.
Is that it? So
Yes,
Anderson
yeah.
is still there? Is
They
it
sold
Anderson?
him to.
Didn't Anderson? They sold Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they sold Anderson to Fulham, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
And they sold Elise to Bayern. But I still think Gay's practically gone because he's playing like we were saying this earlier. But he obviously doesn't want to be there.
No.
He's only there because they couldn't replace him quickly enough on deadline day.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing like he knows he isn't going to be there. He will be playing Premier League football next year, regardless of whether it's with them or it won't be with them. But you know what I mean. He knows he will be, and that's a dangerous situation to be in when you've got the player, but you know he's going to be there next year, whether it's with you or not.
It's a tough situation because it's like, do you sell him when you should have sold him, and at least you can start over, as opposed to dragging this thing out, and then you're gonna have disgruntled players on your team who aren't going to help you anyways. You know, you want somebody who wants to be there. You know, when you start with these players that they've done, I think that you just kind of like sour the whole situation.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good player, but he's not that good a player to stop them from losing games because he's only one of 4. You know what I mean? He's not of that stature yet.
Mm-hmm. Do you not want to hold on to someone like him though to try and fight the relegation and then sell him? I mean, I know he's not playing good at the moment, but he's one of their best players in the defense. I mean, what do you do?
I'll
Sell
get
him
why they're keeping him.
But if his head is turned, right? If his head is gone, well, you're not going to get what you want out of him anyways, right? And you're going to be selling him for probably less than you expect because he's going to be like, no, I'm leaving. You just, and you're not going to get, he might. Right now, I think there are teams that are going to want to probably pay for him come January. I believe, more than after they get relegated. When they
agree more.
If you're the club owner as well, though, if you're in that situation and you make that decision, you are then literally calling for your head. The supporters to be calling for your head. You know what I mean? So it's a balancing act, isn't it?
I was surprised when they let Anderson go because I was like, if you're gonna keep this together, at least keep Anderson and Gahey together. You know what I mean? Like at least you let Eze go, Eze almost was gonna be gone, but then Elise go in. Basically, you're killing your attack, right? So defensively, if you at least keep those two around, even if you sold both of them at the end of the season because things didn't work out, but you need some stability somewhere, and those two together, I think, would have worked.
Isn't the lad Wharton there as well?
Is he doing all right?
He's injured.
Oh, he's injured now. So
yeah, he's injured. So they're missing quite a few players. So maybe when those players come back, maybe they will click. But they need to.
They should have took the 18 million that they were offered by Bayern, because then they could have done something with it. Because what they're actually going to end up doing is basically paying him to fuck off, which is obviously arguably a lot worse than basically not taking 18 million to not have him
80,
anyway.
80 for who?
18. 1-8.
Bayern Munich in the summer. Keep in mind, Gary, he had been their manager for about 3 months at this point. Bayern Munich offered them 18 million as a compensation package to purchase the manager, essentially. And Palace said no. And then Palace then proceeded to sell their best players. And try to sell their best players.
So you're saying that he might get it if he sells, if he sells Gahey or Eze in January. He already started that ball rolling already. That ball's already started rolling.
Exactly. I'm just saying it's a very poor decision. And when I saw it at the time, I've said it to a lot of people since. I was like, I bet in November they'll pay him to leave. And they'll wish that they took the money they were initially offered. Because, he looks like he was doing really well with a team you could build on instead of sell off. And they chose to not build on it. Yeah. But still.
They kind of got, everybody knew they had a good core of players with those 4 players that they had. And it was just a matter of, can you add more to this before you have to start selling them? And they,
never really build on a team like that.
No, but Well, then you sell them early so that you can figure out how to build. No dragging this thing out. Just sell the players early in the window so you
I
can
agree.
fill some
Everything you
holes.
said, Gary, I do agree that Leeds United have a good chance against Bristol City tomorrow. So thank you for that.
No, who said that? But who are Leeds again?
That's what I heard, though.
I've heard of Bristol City, but Leeds. What? Where's your top come from, David? I didn't see that earlier. You got like two bulls in front. Oh wait, why did the screen go blank again? This is
just as you were admiring my shirt. Can you believe
thing
that?
about the screen going blank is that it always seems to coincide with other things up on the screen.
I'm not. I don't script this thing. I just go. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing.
But yeah. Anyway, right. So I don't know.
Will Roy be able to save them if?
No, Roy's too
well,
old.
eventually, his powers will diminish. Don't get me wrong, not saying anything against him, but they got into a bit of trouble before. They called on Roy, and he fixed it for them. But eventually, it's going to get to a point where you're asking him to fight a fire that's got too big.
But he won't come back now. He's too old. He's got health problems, so he's not coming back.
I mean, my favourite thing of his is obviously when they interviewed him on BBC, if I remember rightly, and he's like, "You taking the piss?" And they're like, "No, Roy, no." It's like, "No, it sounds like you're taking the piss." And it was like,
yeah, that was before he became a grouchy old man, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was still relatively young by his age.
But obviously, I'm getting. There may be signs that Director John's wanting a.
I think it's about that time, guys. I think
the lights started to flicker,
absolutely. Right? Yeah, I think the lights are going to go out here in Chicago as well.
So,
I've just got it in my ear.
That being said, I just want to say, Stan, have you got anything you want to say to your fans?
I can't see you, Stan. Can somebody turn the lights on, please? Oh, there they go.
Yeah, if you're watching, Mum, Thursday, Sundays on the Arsenal fan circle with Gary, Ray, Tony, Alonso, and the rest of them. Other than that, thanks for having me on. Good to chat to you guys on the Friday evening. And I hope everybody has a great weekend.
Thank you for turning up for this. Appreciate your time, Gary. Someone else's time, I do appreciate as well. Occasionally, Gary, have you got anything to say to your fans?
Come check out the channel. Road trip tomorrow morning. What is that? 3 p.m. You guys across the pond, check us out. Why did it go blank again? Put that light. Okay, there you go. Good. Check us out. It'll be Mr. Tom and then Sam and guests. I probably will not be there. I got some stuff to do. But Monday we'll be back on the trip. We'll be talking hopefully about an Arsenal win. I'll take a draw, but a win would be nice. But otherwise we'll be talking about Arsenal.
You guys have the shows, but you're never on them. I don't get it. On the Stoop with Lolo, but it's never with Lolo.
What you build. Sometimes you build something, and then it's all right to let other people enjoy the fruits of your labor, right, John?
And it winds up being better.
Oh, that is just once again rude, mean, and not necessary, and it's not accurate.
I'm doing amazingly out of this, by the way.
Mr. Thomas is like rolling in. He's like the hosting gigs all over the land.
I can't help it that you all trust me to take care of your babies. Yeah. Metaphorical, of course. Metaphorical. You should never let me actually.
I want to say before we go, thank you for everybody who joins. Everybody who joined from the channel when I started it up. Thanks for joining. We'll do this again every Friday. So I enjoy chatting on the happy hour is a fun time, and I hope everybody enjoyed it.
David, have you got anything you want to say to your fans? All three of them, the Chelsea ones, clearly.
I've got nothing to say to anybody. Just Leeds. That's it.
All right. With that being said, I know Director John has this belief that I can't end shows without rambling incoherently. So I'm just going to say this. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Good luck to all your teams tomorrow, except for Spurs and Manchester United. And that's it. John, roll it, please.